Hello and welcome to another edition of Farm Radio. Today we have this Sony HST-49A. I've already troubleshot it off camera a ways back, and let me just show you the unit here. When I received this, it's missing one channel. I forget now which channel it is, but I know I've since ordered the part for it, and here they are, and I'm going to install them. This is a pretty tight unit here, HA-137, no, HA-1370 ICs. I have some new old stock here. What's in here now, is, I believe, is an ECG. I don't recall which channel is blown. I haven't made notes, so I'm going to have to power it up, but someone had already been in here, as you can tell, and replaced one of the outputs. And they're right there, and they're not particularly easy to gain access to, but yeah, we'll take a look and see. This is from, what's the date code here? 1980 something or a 90? 1980. Between 80 and 81 here. I didn't think it was that old, but okay. Let's see what we can do. Let's get the back cover off. I'll have a look inside. Okay, I've gone ahead and just removed the heatsink, and you can see them in there. Those are the HA-1370s. The manual says 1350, but there's a 1370 in there, and the other one, like I said, is a if I can get focused in on that, but that's an ECG replacement down there. I know it's hard to see. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the other one says ECG 1724. And I didn't make a note, so I don't know which one is bad. And mind you, back in the day when these were produced, these ICs do not have any kind of protection. You short the speakers out or overdrive them, you wipe that chip out. So even going forward, you have to be careful with these power driver chip assemblies here. So it looks like the service strategy is to desolder it and just work it out from the top here, or work it out and try and put the replacement in and solder it, because there's no taking this board out without disassembling the whole front panel, and I don't think I want to go there. We'll see. I may have to try and lift this board. You can see someone else attempted this. Solder melts all along here, so whoever replaced the first one over here, to get this board loose, would have to undo the front control panel there and just get this board up so I can desolder that easily, leaving the heat sink in place. Okay, I'm only going to do it for a second, but I believe this one's putting DC right to the speakers. I'll hit the power, and that's this channel right here, which appears to be the right channel. We'll try that again. I'm going to unplug the right channel. Yeah, and we're good. Right channel. So somehow I have to figure out which one of these is the right channel. I'll just get some video of this, because to stop this business from happening, this blue wire goes here. You can see that was already resoldered back on, because when you do this, these FM, AM wires are the only ones attached during the process. So what you're supposed to do is pull the little top pad buttons out here and just remove this whole board and keep it with the set. Okay, I managed to get the unit in a serviceable condition here, position I mean. I have the right channel disconnected, so this is our left channel, the ECG, the replacement. The one that's bad is this one right here, so this is the one we're going to change. Alright, just make sure we have every pin desoldered, which we do. Okay, so we'll just get him out of there. Yes, I see. So if memory serves me right, yes, this was definitely the bad chip. Okay, I've wiped away some of this mess on the heatsink compound. I may put a dab on the other chip. I put a little on this, and Yeah, because this is torn. You know, this has been pretty manhandled in here. So we'll put a dab on the other chip and install this one. Okay, we're installed. I had a little difficulty, even though I scraped the leads. The IC is so old, this solder does not want to adhere. But we got it pretty good, and we're going to clean this up. Okay, I've removed the flux, and I did the other chip while we're at it. A little residue from the smeared heatsink compound, but other than that, okay. And judging by the heatsink, you can see each chip had a mishap at one time or another. Okay, we've reattached everybody. Heatsink is on. FM is repaired, or whatever lead that was, and everything's back as it should be. We're gonna speakers attached. That's powered up. I've double checked our connections, so here we go. DC there sound. Hold on. Okay, much to our dismay, there is no right channel. Left channel, I should say. Okay, take that back. We do have both channels. The hum is in the good channel. Or maybe we'll replace one of these capacitors over here. The other channel is alive. Both channels are alive. Left. I'd like to say right. I don't know which one's which. Let's get this. That's funny. So the channel's alive. Right. Our channel is working. Where's the radio on our good channel? It's the input that's not arriving. We have a signal problem somewhere. It's not our outputs. So our outputs are done. That's good. We have a problem elsewhere with the ECG side. Stand by. Okay, I can't leave this on, but I moved around and we had the other channel, so let me... The left channel came in when I just moved the chassis around, so something's awry here. Come in, come in, come in. TV, let's put the converter box on, auxiliary. There's auxiliary here. Okay, and...
Both
okay.
cases and tests were number 2, I think, behind New York in per capita testing. But I've said many times we need to do more, and we'll continue to do more. And I go back to 30.
I suspect the record switch. Alright, let me get this thing down.
We're doing 10,000 tests a day. We can do more, and we will, because we'll need to. But
this switch here.
There are 2 big factors associated with testing, and I've said many times as well that we believe this is a classic example of where the federal government has a big role to play. Testing and treatment.
This came in, so
they can make an enormous difference, and I was glad to see resources in the
not that switch.
in the last version of the
Left,
fourth,
right.
The fourth COVID-19 response bill.
Stand by. Let me close these plates. When you work on radios, you should close the plates.
Capacity to support all of us with
okay.
regard to testing.
The problem's not here. Radio is working. Problem is,
processing capacity. The
problem is, here's a volume. We've got volume control.
The vast majority
Oh,
of the tests
I'm getting caught here on wires.
Particular kind of swab, a nasal swab that anybody's seen anybody get tested is
dirty
familiar
control.
with. And then a set of
That's
reagents,
the volume control.
that basically serve as the transport media when you take the test to the facility that actually processes the results of the test.
Left and
There's
right.
a lot of processing
Okay.
capacity. The big issue is around the swabs and the transport media and the reagents.
Clean those controls. I was going to clean
Again,
them.
there are people who are working this one, but this is one.
I was going to clean them when they were out. I'll get some juice in there. And we'll just, we'll just wet them.
Conversations that we
Okay. Okay, I'm taking a little bit of cleaning solution, and I'm not spraying. Like I said, this is not a how-to channel. It's what I do, and I learned it from another YouTuber, and it's in fact true. The phenolic just dries up. What you have to do, as I did in the previous Panasonic video, is you just wet that phenolic and you give it some time, give it a few turns, and all the static will go away. It just absorbs it like a sponge, and you'll be good to go. Like I said, you go in there and spray, then overspray will get on all these plastics, and you could frost the meter face, you can frost the tape door. No, none of that. I'm just going to gingerly medicine drop it and take it from there. And anything with a record function, you want to hit this record play switch with a little cleaner and work it a few times.
spending as much time as they might
Okay.
have historically worrying about
Left
whether
channel,
you're in their system
right
or
channel.
not in their system, which is a
Tone
really great
controls.
example of the collaborative and cooperative spirit that the
Record
hospitals
level.
have
It
brought
does
to
have a
this
little bounce
exercise
on the
literally
meter,
from day
each
one.
channel. Let's see if I can boost this up a little. What do we get? Oh yeah.
Everybody's going stir crazy.
Okay.
Look, I think the
Okay, volume's a little scratchy still.
15 or 20 events a day, and
Work that in there. Let that work.
the best part of it,
Let that work its magic. We'll keep an eye on that. But we have both channels.
and most of our time,
The capacitor noise seems to have gone away, but it wouldn't hurt to change the capacitor on the output of the IC between the output of the IC and the speaker. I don't know where it is on the diagram. I'll try and show you it, but it's not a very clear diagram.
for the secretary and for the LG and for a lot of other people, there's just not a lot of room for unwinding at this point. It's a long run.
Any update on the state's COVID release?
Okay, another issue with this thing, I don't seem to have any action on the tuning meter, AM or FM, and I don't see stereo on FM yet. And there should be stereo. Alright, so we'll look into that. I'm gonna have to find another song, but those are watt meters and record meters, so as you play, they take on dual functions. We'll hit this control with some fader lube here. I'm a little concerned about our meter here. We'll see what's going on over there, both AM and FM. We'll look on the schematic, but here's our meter, and it is working. I don't like this corrosion rust on this IC amp chip, it's called, and let me show you where I am getting some activity on the stereo indicator. We may have to troubleshoot this in another video or focus on the radio portion, but it could be glue, it could be glue that has become conductive, but I've never seen that. I've only heard of that. Bad grounds. I'm checking the solder flow. Looks okay. I'm just going to run it a little while, see what it does. Some stations it works fine. I cleaned the bottom of the board a little bit. I'm going to leave this here. I did wet the stereo part, I think that's the 19, well, it says VCO adjust, okay? I've hit that a little bit. I haven't tweaked it, I just hit it with some cleaner, and it seems to be behaving, but I'm going to leave this here for now. We're going to run it and enjoy it, and the tape will be a whole other... It does have a belt. The tape will be a whole other... Look at those buttons are frozen. Maybe there has to be a tape in it. Okay, let's try a tape. The radio's coming around. We've got the signal meter and stereo, so... That's just by cleaning that VCO right there, but I'm not messing with the radio. We'll focus on the tape now.
Yes, we are still free.
Okay, the radio's still coming around. I'm going to leave that. Somebody's been in this... They've been in this tape player before, too, and can tell. Something has to be satisfied here to allow those buttons to work, and I don't know what it is. It needs belts, so... And the volume is getting better. This thing is suffering mostly from old age, and we'll try to renew it and give it a shot of youth serum here, but boy, the cassette deck, that'll be a challenge in its own, but it needs belts and everything. Yeah, like I say, I'm not going to be able to do this in this video, but I did close the switch here just to make sure that the motor wasn't stopped up or in continuous run mode. Some players, the motor runs all the time. So the motor is good. We'll work on the mechanics. Again, the radio is working very well now. And these buttons are all locked up, so we're going to have to get in this and can't force them. Could be dried up. Grease, don't know, but anyway, there you go. There's the Sony HST-49. This thing is old. I want to say like 1978-ish. Okay, thanks. See if we got a date code. 79 maybe. Motor. Everything's in code. Okay, following the instructions, I have the deck removed. And I have to see why the buttons are jammed. The only ones that are working here is the pause and the eject, of course. So I'll put a cassette in and try and see why these buttons are jammed. I won't clean it. Okay, I got the buttons to move. A couple things to make note is just look at which parts are meant to pivot. But I'm focusing on this bar, the button bar I would call it, where all the buttons take place, and all I did was gingerly move that, and now the buttons work. But what that means is this dried up pasty stuff in there. We'll need the old Molly grease or whatever they used. It always gums up. VCRs are known for this also. Maybe we'll. I'm not taking this all apart, but I will wipe and clean and replace these sliding, wherever there's sliding contact. I've removed the flywheel and the oil seal here, well, oil on the outside of the capstan. That prevents the oil from riding up the capstan. And we'll look for a couple belts. This one's good, this one is no. Here's what I'm going to do. This is boiled down orange rinds. It's acidic and it degreases quite well. I've had good luck with it. And it's just homebrew. Alright, that wasn't quite strong enough degreaser, so I used a degreasing wipe, and I've wiped everything that I can basically get to. So this is where it's at, and I'm going to add some PTFE along the push bar and associated sliders. I'm going to clean the rewind and fast forward clutch. I'm just going to clean it with something water based as to not damage the rubber. Maybe just a little Dawn dishwashing soap and water. Okay, new belt installed, and I'm leaving the original one here. I washed it. It's still pretty supple, and it's not that stretched. I'll try it. The belts on this are not easy. I mean, are very easy to change. And there's my PTFE on our sliders. Okay, tape deck is back in. We'll put the door back on last. Where's our test tape here? And transformer is back in. Of course, no pinched wires. Of course, there's always one pinch. Tries to get in under, but no pinched wires. This is all dressed accordingly. Actually, this could go. Tie these back up later. Get that out of the way. And we're ready for testing. So, speakers attached. Is fast forward. We on tape. Tape, tape, tape. Cassette. I don't know what to put this on to get tape. I hear nothing. Okay. Oh, I see movement. I see movement. Okay, the speakers were in the B position and they are now in the A. Let's get the tuner first. Okay.
Central. At Sprint, our priority is keeping our customers, employees, and communities safe during these uncertain times.
There's no antenna here.
Great service you expect
Okay.
without leaving the safety of your Sprint.com makes it easier by
I only have
offering
one channel here.
and no activation fees on our best new phone deals, like a Samsung Galaxy phone. Lease it for just $0
There's a problem
when
with
you
this.
switch.
There's solder
And
or
when you
something.
shop on Sprint.com, you'll get a $100.
Somebody put
paid
solder or
MasterCard,
something
too.
on here.
For now, Sprint.com
I checked
is
for
the
cold
best
solder
way to
underneath. I
learn
didn't
about
see
our
any,
plans, buy new phones, and
but
get the services
we'll look into
you
that later.
Stay healthy and go to Sprint.
All right, let's see if Cassette will.
1. Now you may continue to breathe at your own pace, as slowly and as deeply as is comfortable for you, as you imagine that you can feel a soothing stream of relaxation flowing through your entire body.
2 channels. I like the little pinwheels on here tell you that the tape is moving. I lubricated the capstan. I should wipe it because there may be some oil on there. And I didn't oil the hubs, but I did oil the capstan. Maybe I did oil the hubs from the back, I don't recall. Anyway, let's eject him. I'm going to wipe the capstan and we'll try again. See if there's any oil on there. Let's see if we can create our ideal cassette deck here.
Listen to how relaxed your breathing sounds. And perhaps you may even be able to hear your heartbeat assume a restful pace.
Let's demagnetize the heads too while we're at it here. Okay, heads demagged.
Hands and feet continue to relax. You may imagine that your hands and feet are immersed in perfectly warmed, magical water, and that all the tension in your body is draining away into the water.
Still sounds a little warbly. Maybe this. No, it's
As
got
your hands
plenty
and
of
feet
pull.
relax, you may notice that they feel far away from you, or perhaps they feel heavy or tingly.
Okay. More warbly. I don't know why that gets caught like that. I don't know why. Maybe because the door is not on, it's just hitting the mech there. Okay.
And because I always handle myself in a graceful, charming manner.
So we have fast forward. We have rewind.
Now, I will easily achieve my highest purpose. I have the strength and courage it takes to be all
The speaker
things I
connector
want
over
to be.
here.
I am becoming more inspired each day.
So am I.
I can easily become anything I want to be, simply by focusing on my goals and by practicing all the things I wish to become good at.
Yeah, like repairing old Sonys. Okay, let's try some music. We'll have to jam to some K-Tal later. Got the pad. It's got the pad. For now, we found the good old Boxcar Willie standard here. I think we're there. No auto stop on this one, huh?
Big freight train carry me home. Big freight train carry me home. I've been away much too.
Okay, that's a go. Pause off, eject. See if it has auto stop. Oh, it's gonna take a minute. Here's our leader. And oh, it's trying. Who's in charge of that? Probably a smaller belt. Alright, we'll play with that some more. Okay, that's it for the, well, it's not it yet. I'll show it put back together. Yeah, it's just a sticky lever on the auto stop. It does, as soon as, there we go. Okay, I'm good with that for now. One test with the door installed.
Big singer. And somehow it.
Okay, we're about ready to go back together. As GE would say, inspect lead dress. I did put a wire tie on those wires there over the cassette deck, and I wrapped them back in their holder there because, and I've added this piece. This piece was just floating around. This is to suspend the dial cord because light. So, well, the sensor for this program baloney. Some of you who own this, I'll have to check the manual. It's like pre-programmed station, so you must take the back off, slide those sliders where you want, and the little sensor there picks it up. Kind of gimmicky, but it does work. Yeah, so inspect lead dress. I also polished these connections best I could, get the oxidation off them. If I have trouble with this speaker, which someone did add solder, that is in fact solder, I'll reflow the bottom, but it doesn't look bad, but it is suspect. And I'm going to tack these back on properly. And, alright, one more test. A couple of small fatalities on these. We had to tack solder that one and the blue one. The white didn't look so good and fell off. Now, how to put this back black is ground, so it'll go like this. And that's that. That's how it should have been done originally, so these wires weren't pulled on and yanked, but they're all attached. Silly note on this, you have to put the back cover on first prior to the sides.
And the land never stops. So to
And the tape we just recorded. Thanks for watching.